I'm really failing to see the problem here. The girls that get it, get it. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Bougie Black Girls YouTube channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Dana, and today we are going to be talking about the new lifestyle TV show available on Netflix, With Love, Meghan. So I am at least at a baseline familiar with Prince Harry and Meghan, just because there was so much news coverage about them a few years back, with them getting married, having this whirlwind romance, doing the whole, royal couple thing in the UK, it not working out because of the media, because of a lot of the energy that people had for Meghan, and then them coming back to North America. Now they're, I think, either in California or Canada. And so outside of that, I don't really have an opinion or a lot of information on Meghan, the royals, etc., one way or the other. But I was slightly surprised when there was so much negative pushback and energy towards her show, just because it seems like, I don't know, Meghan really don't be doing much. She don't seem like a problem to me. So I wanted to kind of watch the show from that lens, try and be as objective as I can, but also as somebody who likes lifestyle content, cooking shows, who likes to make and watch that sort of content, just to see A, what I think about the show, but B, like what really is this hateration and holleration in the dancery about Meghan, is it valid? So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the first 2 episodes of With Love, Meghan, kind of just briefly watch a little bit of it together and dig into all of that. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's just jump right in. So I have seen some of the clips of the show on TikTok and Instagram ahead of starting this video, but we're going to start right at the beginning. And let's just watch a little bit of episode 1, which is titled Hello, Honey. And it says that she's joined by her friend, Daniel Martin, who is a makeup artist.
So, my dear friend Daniel is coming over. We've known each other for a very long time. And whenever I have someone come and stay, one of my favorite things to do is to prep the guest room. I think about the 2 places of a guest experience once they've gone into their room. What's at the side of the bed for them? That's their good morning and good night moment. And what is in the bathroom for them so they can have a beautiful soak, a nice bath at the end of the night. Use a lot of arnica in my house. That's toddler life. Lots of bumps and bruises.
And arnica oil is great for treating small bruises.
Is there a certain amount of salt that I'm dealing with here?
We're gonna try to fill this container, so we're probably gonna use quite a bit, but I am not modest when it comes to the amount of salts I put in the bath.
So immediately off opening, you can tell that this is going to be a very comfy, cozy, cottagecore-esque sort of show, which can be a vibe. I do also kind of like that she's talking to the camera people behind the screen. I used to watch those shows on the cooking channel, and literally you could see the camera crew through the reflection of the oven. And so just the fact that the host was kind of ignoring them made the show feel a little bit more stiff. So I do like that there's a little bit of dialogue happening there. So let's jump ahead a little bit.
There's nothing so fancy about a crudité platter except that it's called crudité. But little moments can suddenly take it to something a little bit more artistic. Tiny details.
Hello.
He's here.
He's here.
Oh, hello. He's here.
All right. This is so beautiful.
You're so sweet. I wanted to make...
Now, one of the things I did immediately see as people were sort of criticizing the show was all this backlash about the crudité platters. And to me, number one, lifestyle shows are sort of supposed to give you a mix of something a little bit more complex to do and also very entry level, low effort recipes. And so similar to how charcuterie boards have been everywhere for the past few years, crudité platters are the same thing. So you just arrange everything nicely and then ta-da, here's your recipe. So are we upset that she's making crudité platters and they're a part of the show? Do we not like crudité platters? I guess I need y'all to explain to me what she did wrong here with the crudité. But it's cute. As somebody who definitely could stand to eat some more vegetables, I think it's a great inclusion. Let me tell you, my veggie platters, fruit platters, charcuterie boards are not as pretty as this. So she's already taught me something.
Seriously, every time I leave your house, I gain like 10 pounds. You're always feeding me.
It's healthful things. It's 10 pounds of joy.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to make you pasta. Speaking of our pounds of joy, eat it all in one pot. Single skillet spaghetti.
Single skillet spaghetti.
We do the whole thing in one pan, just like making a frittata. One pan, one and done.
As somebody who doesn't really follow Meghan super closely, I will say I am always taken aback at how like effortlessly easy breezy beautiful she is. And I like that she's bringing that vibe to her TV show. It's sort of just like this simple, less is more type of beauty. Not necessarily my aesthetic. Maybe I like to pile on the makeup any chance I get. But I think that there is a need for people to occupy that space, especially like Black women, biracial women. So I like that she's bringing that. I'm also curious whether or not she wears extensions, or if she does, like, does she straighten? Does she have a texturizer, a relaxer? Like, that's just my Black girl brain always asking those questions. Irrelevant to what we're talking about, but I thought I would throw that in.
Say if we were going to do something like that, we're gonna anchor it with a tiny bit of frosting.
So it's gonna make it a little tacky?
You won't even see it, but it will help it stick. So if we do that there, I like the sound effects from you. It's helpful. Put that one there. We're going to add these small leaves. Lemon verbena. Doesn't need to feel so precious.
So there's definitely a lot of the, ooh, ah, oh my gosh, this is amazing, that's sort of happening in the show. And I don't know, to me, it's sort of a part of the genre. If anybody ever watched Everyday Italian on the cooking channel, I can't remember the name of the lady who hosted it. I'll put her picture up here somewhere. She had the really pretty teeth. This reminds me of that. And so it is very polished, perfect, corny, but it's sort of a part of the vibe. It's a part of the genre. And so kind of just like you have to suspend your disbelief when you're like watching fantasy shows and something like that. That's a part of, to me at least, this genre of television. Like, we're just gonna ooh and ah at every little thing because we're homemaking, we're lifestyling, we're vibing.
Thank you so much for having me.
So happy you're here.
And just like,
hey, buddy.
This was fun.
Well, and also we got to learn stuff together too.
Yeah.
What have we had? We've had pasta.
Pasta.
We made sure you soaked and had a cozy bath. We have our cake.
Yes. I have my candle.
That you made.
Every time I light it, I'm gonna think of you. You've always sent me home with incredible things, but this basket, I mean, it goes back to like doing things with intention.
And to do it with someone that you love.
Right.
Or for someone that you love.
Exactly.
A beautiful day.
So beautiful here.
To love.
To love.
Cheers, dear.
Cheers, dear.
Can't end on a better note than that.
I used to think that love could be so damn ridiculous.
I'm really failing to see the problem here. I really thought she was going to be doing something that was like gonna set folks off, that I would at least be able to pinpoint whether I agreed with it or not. But like, you're gonna have to help me figure out what the issue is because I'm not seeing it. It's very simple lifestyle cooking, homemaking content, which I feel like has been popular for years. You know, she's going to give you 2 to 3 recipes or like DIY activities to do per episode. You take them or leave them. She'll have her friends, celebrity guests, people related to the topic come on to help her every now and then we go on about our day. So let me adjust the lighting in here really quick because the sun is coming in and we'll watch the second episode together. Maybe this will be the one where I like see the problem. But so far, you're missing me.
By the way, Meghan, I want to ask about your look.
My who?
Your look. Your look, Meghan.
Oh, my Luke.
Your look. Did I not say it right?
I don't know. I mean, like, you're way cooler than I am. I don't know what you're talking. My Luke. My
Yes.
look. She likes my Luke.
Your look.
Oh my gosh.
your fashion is like one of my favorite things. And sometimes I will look, I'm like, where's that coat from? Go to maxmara.com, it's already sold out. Can you tell me about your clothes?
Yes, I like high-low, so Zara,
What?
Loro Piana,
Nice.
Jenny Kane.
Really cute.
Again, cute. You know, I think that's a nice little inclusion. Nobody is under the assumption that Meghan Markle doesn't have money. And so whoever is styling her, especially if she has a hand in this for the show, it's really smart to do sort of like a high-low dressing as she talks about in this little clip. So wear something affordable, accessible that pretty much anybody could get if they want the Meghan look. And then you get, you know, your more high-end pieces from the luxury designers I'm sure she enjoys shopping at, and who are also probably just sending her stuff.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name.
Well, now I know, and I love it.
All right, so this is the clip that I've probably seen the most online, and I think people have the most like thoughts and feelings about it. As somebody who is like 99.999% sure that I will not be changing my last name if I get married, I don't have a problem with what she said here. To me, the only time I would ever think about changing my last name is if I felt like it was necessary for like childcare situations, obligations, etc., and or if my husband had a last name that was like affiliated with, you know, a legacy or a company or whatever that it was important that I be tied to as well for like my personal and financial future and security. And to me, this situation seems reminiscent of both. I think it's perfectly fine when someone is mispronouncing your name or not calling you by the right name to correct them. And I think it was a great opportunity for her to take on her own show with a guest on her, you know, set or in her own home, to sort of say like, hey, this is actually how I prefer to be known. This is how I prefer people to refer to me as. I want to be Meghan Sussex. I want to be Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. This is, you know, sort of one of the perks of being married to, you know, one of the princesses of England, and we're gonna utilize that. And once again, you need to be very grateful that it was Meghan and not somebody else who married, you know, into the royal family, because if it was ever me and I ever married, you know, a man with the title of prince, etc., I would be walking around with diamonds and a fur coat to the floor with a tiara and a scepter, being carried everywhere, demanding everyone call me Princess Dana. So she's not doing that. In her very tasteful sweater, she just asked you guys, hey, I would prefer for you to call me Meghan Sussex because my husband is Sussex, my children are Sussex, so we Sussex.
And inspiring for kids.
My kids would love this experience. They would try everything, and your two kids would sit and enjoy this, but also you could invite girlfriends over and do the grown-up version.
The kids are enjoying it, and then as the kids go run off and play, at least the adults still feel as though they've had an experience too.
Yes, which is what these are for.
Toast to a very positive party planning experience. Thank you for helping me today.
Oh my gosh, what fun.
You've been great, and I love your dress.
Thank you. I wanted to bring Montecito Mindy to Meghan.
The alliteration there is so good. Montecito Mindy is a real thing.
I learned so much today.
I'm so glad.
And next time you have to come to my kitchen, and I can show you how I microwave burritos.
I bet you microwave it better than anyone.
Okay, so that's episode 2. There's a few more episodes in the season. I probably will watch them later, but just some initial thoughts and reactions overall on the show. The girls that get it, get it. It is very much a lifestyle show. It's in the vein of like your everyday Italians, Barefoot Contessa, Rachel Ray's like 30-minute meals, even that one with the lady who has got the good cookware, the Pioneer Woman. Like, it's that genre of television. These type of shows were and are very popular with a very particular type of person. I grew up in a household with a mom who loved these shows. They were always on all the time. And so you do have to be a particular type of girly pop who enjoys like cooking for fun and crafting and homemaking and decorating and designing to enjoy this type of show. And so if you're not that genre of girl, like that's not fun and recreational and something you seek out all the time, you're not going to enjoy this show. Because quite honestly, as somebody who does watch those kind of shows, watches that kind of content online and has for a very long time, Meghan's show is kind of in the upper echelon of that genre. It's executed very well. There's a good mix of recipes and projects that are a little bit more advanced, as well as having something in every episode that I've seen so far that is very approachable for anybody, regardless of your price point or sort of like your access to certain resources. And so now having that sort of context, it makes looking at the criticisms that people have of the show honestly a little comical. If you know you don't like Meghan Markle and you know you also are not like a lifestyle content consumer, why do you think that you would enjoy this show? Like, why do you think you are the person to sort of critique whether this is good or bad? This is not your thing. Like, using myself for an example, I don't really care for the Kardashian family and their entire brand of whatever. Like, it's just never been my thing. And I also don't care for like true crime television and podcasts, just not my thing. So if Kim Kardashian were to host a true crime show, why would I watch it and then provide a critique or an evaluation when both of the main elements of the show are things that I already know I don't like? And so that's what I think I'm seeing a lot with this like feedback for the Meghan Markle show. If you know you don't like this lady and you also know that you are not the type of person who like regularly consumes like hosting homemaking content, why would you think that you would enjoy her show? The math is not mathing for me. I think Meghan is also a really great case study on likability and who gets to be considered likable based on the very limited information that I have on her, that we all have on her, because we don't know this lady. I like her just fine. I think she seems to be very normal, very sweet. But the fact that so many people have sort of cast this shadow on her as fake and unrelatable, etc. It's just very interesting thinking about who gets to decide who the public deems as likable, and also how sort of like the finish line for likability moves depending on who you are, who you're affiliated with, sort of what your aspirations and connections are, of course, your race, your gender, your profession, and things like that. And so I think if we were to dress Meghan and her life up in a British blonde package, I think she would probably be one of the most popular figures in pop culture right now. And the fact that she's not, and she's not revered in that way, says a lot more about, I think, the people who have criticisms about her than it does about her herself. So yeah, I would recommend the show. I will probably be finishing it in the next couple of weeks, watching it in the mornings with my coffee as I make my own breakfast frittata and whatever else. And again, if you're a lifestyle girly, I would recommend checking it out. It's definitely right up your alley. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you are a lifestyle girly, I definitely recommend checking out Meghan's show. And if you have watched it, if you're planning to watch it, if you are somebody who follows the royals a bit more closely and you have thoughts, definitely drop that in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.